Hey, how's it going, everybody? In this video, I've recorded a private coaching session between a student and I where I go over full agent mastery of Omen on Ascent. This video will cover attack side and talk more about roles and responsibilities, how you should approach the early round, the mid round, and the late round, and then just some basic util usage that I think is really solid at a competitive level. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments below. And if anybody has interest in getting a coaching session like this, please DM me on Discord or on Twitter, and I'd love to set something up with you as soon as possible. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. You want to think, generally you're going to be towards A main, okay? On your defaults. I don't know how your IGL is going to call or who it is or what's going to happen, or if you're calling, or what's going on.
Yeah.
And so generally, start of round, you're going to need to listen to the IGL, and you're going to need to smoke just basic shit. If he has to go mid-default, you smoke cat. He has to go, smoke bottom mid, you smoke bottom mid. Simple. Now, your job as Omen is to hold on to the A main space, okay? So, a lot of the things that we talked about on defense, it's important for you to try to analyze those things and picture the setup in your head. Okay? And so I've always told my Omen players, like, your job here can be to show some presence without dying, and ideally try to bait out some util. Okay? Biggest part is without dying, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
So I would go about this a couple different ways. If we're playing against a KO, I would almost fake a TP every single round. Sometimes I would take it, sometimes I would fake it. Okay? So the KO knife that most people are throwing is either going to be this one, or they're just going to throw the ISO knife, which just gets the cubby. Okay? Now, a lot of KOs still mess this up to this day. No, I'm actually going to swap to KO for this. So I'll share a little tech, but like against KO, KO's knife is what is going to signal to the enemy team if they're going to fight A main, do like an A main trap or not. Okay? The knife tells them if the Omen TP was real or if it was fake. Yeah?
I see.
And so, so if you just go here, this is the knife that most KOs are throwing. You see that? Look at your mini map.
Yeah.
So is there anything? Is there any way that we could exploit this knife to maybe fake like we've crossed, but not actually done it?
Well, it doesn't cover like back. If I fake the TP, it doesn't actually scan me here.
Well, no. So I want it to hit you.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want you to be at risk of dying. So what do you think?
I don't know. You could try to get
TP here, right here on the box. You TP and get scanned. You TP here and get scanned. Right?
I see.
And so what that's gonna do is, usually what happens is KOs will go like this, and then they'll be ready for the molly fight. Okay.
I see. Yeah. I
see that. And so
I
boom.
see. So and then I just peek.
You
from
can
top
peek,
instead.
or you can TP here and then walk away. It doesn't matter to me. What you want to do is you want to mess with their heads. You want to give them false information without putting yourself at risk of dying. And so think about this now. You've now faked like you've TP'd A main, right?
Yeah.
Got hit by the knife, which is okay. Doesn't really matter. Because you just TP'd anyways. You gave away your spot.
Yeah.
You've baited out a flash, a molly, and potentially even an Omen blind.
Right.
And maybe even a jet is here too, right?
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
And so now think about this. If you've done all this while you were by yourself, you can now pass the information to your IGL. Yo, 3 people A main. Go B, go B. Go B split, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jet, KO, Omen here. All right, maybe the Omen blinds as well and they fight it. And now you fall back and you live, okay?
Right. That makes sense, yeah.
And so that's really important, okay? And so you want to also track like the one way, like how
fast the one way came up.
Yeah, there we go. How fast it came up. Is it instant? Does it take a second? If it's instant, that means that the Omen is probably playing
He's
close.
on A. Yeah. Right.
Or even, I would even argue to say, like, literally, like, close here or even on cat, right? Versus
Right.
playing, like, back here.
Playing backside, yeah.
Okay? And so if the smoke
Yeah.
comes instantly, you know that he's relatively close. If the
Right.
smoke comes later, you can assume that he's far, but if you're actually a good Omen player, you can switch it up a half second.
Yeah. Right.
Now, usually only like better, more aware players will catch on to those tendencies, but it's something it's something that people will do. So
doesn't hurt. Yeah.
Exactly. It doesn't hurt to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
And so now you've baited out some util, you've chilled here. You got to remember your main priority is staying alive. Okay?
Staying alive.
And
yeah.
so on rounds where you have your team here, I think it's okay for you to TP here. And what I suggest is, let me switch back to Omen.
30 seconds left.
Yep.
I smoke wherever I need to smoke for my team. My team wants a cat smoke. I smoke cat. I TP.
Yeah.
And right now I'm here and I jump peek with my blind out. Where I jiggle with my blind out. Nothing. Okay, I'm good. And so I want to be here now when my team is here, and I want to be. Like, you want to think of the blind as not always for kills, but a way to counter the enemy's, like, aggressive play. So don't think about attack side or defense. Think about aggressive and defensive, okay?
Right,
So you should be, your blind at the start of the rounds should be in a defensive manner.
Right.
So if a team ends up trying to go for an A main fight on you, which it'll happen. If you're here in position, you have your teammates with you, and you blind when they try to come up and the jet dashes, and the jet is here blind, you get a kill, that's a huge win. You always trade your own blind for that, and now you're alive, right?
Right.
If you're alone, you TPing here is kind of a little grief if you're by yourself, right?
Right.
Especially because you might get hit by the KO knife, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and get stuck there.
But if your jet is up here while you're doing this and jiggling with the blind, now he can peek while you throw the blind and get a kill, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Another thing you can do, start a round if you feel like you haven't used your smoke anywhere. You TP across, you jiggle. Okay, there's nothing here. You throw this smoke.
Right. Yeah.
And so
This threatens the walkout.
This threatens the walkout, but also threatens the ability to go wine. So we've talked about A main, how to take it. I mean, smoke's very, very simple. I mean, for the most part, in trial situations, I would use both smokes. One for heaven as well. Yep, and so the location of these look good. That's fine. That's fine as well. So the main thing with this smoke here is we want to make sure...
It cannot bulge.
It cannot... Yeah, no bulge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So even this is better than the one that you threw. Okay? So
yeah.
no bulge here because this guy... We don't want this guy to come in and shoot like that. Right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's important. Secondly, the order you throw your smokes in, also somewhat important. Okay? So one thing that a lot of omens don't factor in is the travel time of the smoke. This smoke is always going to be quicker to throw on the fly.
Right. Yeah.
This smoke will take longer to travel. But generally, I'd say you smoke heaven first.
Heaven first.
And you go, right?
Yeah. Right.
And so, okay, there we go. That's better. And yeah, so you would do that, and you would run in. Okay. Always try to be, when you can, try to be one of the scalers. Okay. Use your TP to get in, get active. Because I've seen your aim. You do have duelist type aim. Get in the shit. Get active. Become a scaler. Try to get some trade kills. Right.
Yeah.
And so I know you have no problem with that. So you should always try to go for that. Okay.
Do you think then it would almost be worth smoking the gen instead to scale with it? Scale.
I wouldn't, because it's very, that is what I would call kind of like a selfish smoke. So you want to just, I would just honestly do something like, I would smoke here, I would smoke here, right? And then I would blind gen, I would run out, and I would just TP here or some shit,
Right.
I'd watch this now, and now maybe I'm getting close to the smoke, I close the door, and I'm just here.
I see, yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So yeah, you want to smoke this. If you only have one smoke, you obviously smoke this.
Yeah, the tree more important than heaven.
And then yeah, you can always use your blind to kind of fill in the gaps for a smoke as well. If you don't have a smoke, you can blind that and run in and fight. Right?
Yeah.
Make sense?
That makes sense. Does it ever make sense to smoke like outside of heaven like this?
I don't like it because it allows people to kind of like swing here, go for a fight, and then run away. It allows them to kind of get in like close and then run out and jump, right? Like they throw one flash and come out. I don't really like it. I prefer smoking kind of flush with the wall here. If it pokes out a little bit, I'm okay with that right here. It's not the big deal. But you need to think. This is also in another bulge, right? We want to try to avoid bulges because what does it do? I can ping this now. Oops.
Yeah. And they can spam.
Yeah, so if I have a phantom, if I buy a... What the fuck's going on? The game's like lagging. Okay. So let's say I smoke this. And I ping this. Well, that smoke is awful.
You can spam that.
You can spam this. So what's important for you? To be ready to spam. Like this one's a heavy bulge, so we don't want that.
Yeah, extreme bulge.
Yeah, this guy is on the rhino. So yeah, we want just a little bit of a bulge here.
Right.
All right, that's even too much there. God, L coach,
yeah,
L coach.
Still less.
Something like that, right? And like, so if we're getting spammed, we know to shoot that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So that's it for A execs. Okay, that's really it. Make sure you're on top of smoking, understanding the smoke timings, right? This further smoke will take longer to travel. The closer smoke will take less time to travel. Use the blind. Try to be close to the main when you're smoking, as opposed to smoking from Narnia. Try to use the blind and try to scale in. Make sure you're having a conversation about who's closing the door, right? And understand, if you've used both smokes, you've used your blind, all of your useful util is now gone. You might have a chance to get back a smoke, but it's important that you become one of the guys that are on the site and in the shit. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
All right. And so
that makes sense.
you can be the guy that goes and closes the door. If you don't use your blind, I really love playing here. Right. Even here, you know, you get rid. They come through the door, you blind them, or they come heavy, you blind, and then you spam. Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much it for taking A. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you want to get up here, that's fine. You can play. Play here, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good angle. Okay. The other thing that's important to call that will impress a coach is most pro teams call it chicken. Chicken is like the person that shoots the dart. So you know, make sure that okay, I got the dart. I'll break dart. Or I'll chicken dart is what they would say. Right? And so if you can be the person saying that, along with the guy that's saying, "Yo, I'm gonna do both smokes. I'll blind Jen. I'll close the door, and then I'll break dart." If you say that, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. You know.
Yeah. Right.
Coaches muting the mic and you know singing Hallelujah. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for execing A. Let's talk about coming up cat now. Okay. So coming up cat. And just to reiterate, what are the rounds where we would really go for an A hit, right? Heavy ults, we want to switch up the pace with a fast A hit, something like that. You know, then you would do this. Oh, let me actually say this. If you're going for a fast A hit, like this Omen blind thing, you actually want to smoke this first, and then this.
Right. Because it's the more important smoke.
Yeah, exactly. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. We're going up cat here. Now, you're probably not with the squad cat. You're probably a main still, right?
Getting ready to blind.
Yeah, start of round, you've smoked bottom mid, or maybe you decide not to smoke bottom mid. So again, it's pretty important here. We want to try to avoid bulge. A little bit of bulge bottom mid's not going to kill us though, right?
Yeah, it's to protect from this angle.
Yeah.
Because like here right now with this smoke, I can see this angle.
You can see it,
Yeah, so it's...
So you want it a little... You actually don't... It's not even about having it further out, it's just having it further left. Yeah, exactly.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So that's good. And so when team is going up cat, we want to try to avoid bulge on tree.
Yeah.
Like that's good right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to avoid bulge on tree. We always got to worry about. We tell our teammates, "Yo, careful for this angle," right?
Yeah. I think there's a very like if deeper in there.
Yeah, there is.
You can see like very deep into
Right
cat. I don't remember it.
Yeah. So communicating that, like the little gaps in your smoke, that's always a positive, or you know, pointing out things that they need to worry about. Yeah. And so we throw this smoke, and we're ready to blind now. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, in my opinion, I see a lot of people doing this blind. I actually don't love this blind. I think it's okay. I think it's decent. But if I'm gonna,
I usually blind this. I think. Yeah.
Well, so here we go. That's where it's important to talk about this stuff. Usually, it depends. If it's a fast round hit, like ideally we would have some type of util to clear close here, whether it's a KO knife or whatever. We just clear this with guns. Yeah. And so what I think is more likely to happen is there's going to be a person here or here.
Ah, I see.
And so you would come here.
Like this.
Smoke here.
Cover going out. Stealing sight.
I see.
And you blind Jen in that. Now you could blind this though. It's just about being on the same page with your duelist and whoever. Okay?
Yeah, right.
So you want it, but the thing is, you always want to have your blind out as you smoke. So you smoke.
Yeah.
Smoke. If the smoke is early, that's okay, but that you don't really want to smoke until they're like right here. Okay. Okay. Are we going fast? All right. I'm smoking. You pull out the blind. Now you're ready, just in case there's a guy on cat. You're ready to blind in there. Okay. Nothing.
Right.
All right. Then you just scan left to right. Boom. Nothing. Okay.
Right.
And then you go. Okay. And so you always need to be ready for someone to be in this A main area.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for like the A stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Nothing crazy. Let's talk about mid. I mean, generally, again, smoking cat. I don't. Show me how you smoke cat. Let me see.
Cat. Okay.
Yep. Okay, good. Okay, and so what I want is I don't want this.
Cover going out.
You know, where they come out here and peek and then get out or whatever. Like I want it kind of how you did it was good. I mean, I just kind of do mine like that. This one will fade in a sec. You do the smoke like that, and then.
Yeah, right.
You know,
like connecting the boxes on the corner.
You get a little spam going or whatever. That's all good. Okay.
Yeah,
bottom mid, we already talked about bottom mid. Mid three. I just whatever. Just standard. Make sure it's not
it's just not in line here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spawn over at B, pretty standard again, no bulge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of like the mid stuff. Okay, so attack side here, Omen blind. Let's talk about this fast. Let's talk about this fast.
This is for the fast push, yeah.
Yeah. So now, generally, things you need to worry about. Okay, we've got Killjoy, we've got Jet Ops, we've got Reyna, we got all that shit. Right.
And so machine guns.
Yep, and Sova machine guns, correct. So now there's a quick little question you need to ask yourself, and early on in the round, okay, have they been putting the turret close like this? If the answer is yes, you want to blind the turret.
Blind the turret.
Blind the turret, right? So blind like the line of the whether you blind diagonally this way or you blind diagonally this way. It doesn't really matter, but you need to make sure that you hit the turret. So the blind that will hit everything, okay, is going to be the one that I'm throwing here, okay? So it's at barrier, you just throw this instantly. Okay? And so versus the blind that allows you to scale would be right here.
Yeah, right.
Okay? And so the gap here with this one is somebody that walks in, like, just try it. Try it standing right here. And when I call blind, I want you to walk in against the back wall, like this.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay, ready? 3,
Yep.
2, 1, blinding.
Blinding.
Right, yeah, I can dodge that.
It's dodgeable, right? And so
Yeah.
a jet op, a Reyna player, even a killjoy is, that has some balls will do that, right? And so you need to be careful with that. You need to talk to your team. You guys just want me to blind everything, or do you want me to scale? That's something you could ask. And so if they want you to scale, you have to blind like this. So what can you do though? You can actually sacrifice the blind. So let's try it again. Okay, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Blinding.
Right, that gets me.
That gets you, but then
Yeah.
that leaves this open for somebody
Right.
to now dodge it and then take a timing peek and then go. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's,
right.
you're never going to win with it. It's going to be 50-50. And so this is the only one that gets everything.
Stealing sight.
Right.
Okay? And
Mhm.
so, but if you're
Yeah.
throwing that, you're not going to be a scaler. Okay? So,
Right.
out of these two smokes,
Here.
what are you smoking first?
I smoke there first, then market.
Yeah. So I now lots of people get confused about this one because it is a little contrary to most things. This will be the angle that you peek first. Correct?
I see. Right. Yeah. Right.
But
Yeah.
it's also an angle that you can isolate.
Isolate.
You can
yeah.
just you're looking at logs and you're just looking at this. So it's not that
Yeah,
big of a
right.
deal. The other thing is
Yeah.
your jet can smoke here and then smoke here and dash out.
Right. Yeah.
And so that gives you a little bit of space. So it's
Right.
important that we blind, then we smoke deep,
Shadows.
and we smoke again.
Yep.
Cover going out.
Yeah? And now we're
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And so boom, now you're one of the main guys. You can always TP out. I always think that's the safest option. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you can stay main. Doesn't matter to me, right? You stay main. Really, when you stay main, you want to think about, can I just stay on this line? Can I watch the run out? Yeah? I get
Yeah,
smoked
right.
off. I get smoked off. Generally, you want to get in the smoke. You want to just play
Yeah.
on this side right here, holding in the smoke.
Right.
So if I get smoked off
Right.
main here,
Shadows traveling.
boom, I'm in here. I know that they're going to spam here, so I'm going to stay behind this wall. And I'm just
Yeah.
playing this close. They run into the smoke on me. I kill them. Now I'm out.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
I
that makes
reposition. I don't want to run. I want to move around the smoke. I want to be
Move.
sneaky beaky. Sneaky
Yeah.
beaky like. Right?
Yeah. Right.
And then now I let them take side. I'm just chilling here. I'm holding my push. Okay, now I'm playing off lane. So if I have a teammate here, right, he's playing off me, I actually want to hold here.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold
Right.
here.
Right.
I want to hold this.
Deeper. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
that's pretty much it for B. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? If it's not early rounds, if it's not an early round rush, I would still do the smokes that you smoke spawn first, then smoke market.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I would generally, I'm pulling up my blind instantly because I want to make sure that I can be supportive with my flash in moments where like my teammates need it. And so
Right.
I'm thinking instantly, number one, you're going to hear people. You smoke B, generally there's going to be some type of counter util. There's going to be some type of movement, gunfire, something, right? The people on lane will make noise. He'll shoot a dart up top and he'll let you know that
Right.
he's here, or he'll start spamming the Odin or whatever. And so
Yeah.
you're now in a position to blind off of that info. And so
Right.
if you hear somebody, don't worry about the perfect blind. You want to blind them.
Right.
It's not like A where you just want to blind Jen and like close switch. Like here,
Yeah, that makes sense.
if I know that a guy is like close B main or whatever, I you can just blind him and go. If I hear
Right.
a guy running back sight while my team's coming out, okay, boom, I just blind him, right? And so I
Yeah,
want
that makes sense.
to because I want to give my team and my jet the opportunity to get out and take space and run with it. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
If we feel like they're playing lane here, there's probably maybe a guy stairs. You can always rip this. This is like the safest blind right here. Okay. That one right there. Always gonna be the safest. Okay. And then, you
right.
can always TP in, logs, clear this, and just kind of like be annoying. Okay.
Yeah. Right. That makes sense.